Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. And I thank all of you for joining us today. If you don't already know who I am, my name is Sharon Forche. I work with IED as their broker manager. And so if you ever need to get in touch with me to have a chat for any reason, whether it's contracting or anything about Geo Blue today, etc., my extension is 128 and the number is 800-381-0977. And we are recording this webinar today, as we typically do, and it will be available on our YouTube channel probably sometime next week. So if you have any questions, go ahead and pop those into the Q&A section on the bottom, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you either during the webinar or afterward. We can get those answered for you, all right? So we'll go ahead and get started here with Geo Blue, and I'd like to welcome Todd Taylor.
Right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is an easy product, a product that every one of you has a client for today, and a product that really satisfies a significant need should you have a client or even you yourself that need to take advantage of the services. If you need a passport, you really do need a plan. And I hope by the end of the presentation, you'll be enlightened as to why. Again, my name's Todd Taylor. I've been with GeoBlue a very long time. You may have seen me at all sorts of events all through Michigan. Here's my contact information if you want to get in contact with me about any questions. And I'll be guiding you through the presentation today. GeoBlue, for those who may not know, is the international division of all of the Blue Cross Blue Shield companies. The goal of the product is to help the individual traveler, no matter where they are in the world, help them identify, access, most importantly, help them pay for international health care. Last summer, we had a Medicare Advantage member out of Michigan who was in the Dominican Republic, and she was actually leaving the trip. She was on a 10-day trip there. Coming home to the airport, she trips on a curb and she breaks her hip. They had to pay $68,000 to get her back to Detroit. Don't let that be your client. If no one should be going abroad just on Medicare alone. If she had a 10-day GeoBlue plan that she probably would have paid $60 for, GeoBlue would have paid likely 100% of that claim, including the medical evacuation. So if you need a passport, you need a plan. GeoBlue has 3 tiers to our block of business. We're in the employer group space. If you're doing that, we have a student division, and then we have the individual and family area, which I represent and head up, and we'll be focusing on the individual products almost exclusively today. Most people just assume, just like that Medicare client, that your domestic health plan covers you fully when you travel overseas. And unfortunately, a lot of people come to the realization that that is just not the case. A Medicare Advantage plan can be $100,000 lifetime. A supplement product is $50,000 lifetime. It only covers at 80%. In addition, it has a $250 deductible, and there's no direct billing with either of those two. So you're going to have to pay a claim out of pocket, likely translate the claim, file it with either the Medicare Advantage plan or the supplement product, and then be reimbursed sometime down the line. The benefit of having GeoBlue is that you can have a $0 deductible, you can have $1 million medical limit, first dollar coverage, primary payer of claims, and we can also arrange direct billing for those claims instead of having your client file with your private health insurance company. An ACA product has limited international coverage, and then a group health plan, you may be covered for what the group covers domestically, internationally, especially if you have a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. But again, the issue there is that you're still subject to the same deductibles, co-insurances, and co-pays. So if you have a high deductible health plan and you're overseas and you're hospitalized, you're going to still be subject to that same high deductible. Again, with GeoBlue, you can have a $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, primary payer of claims, and again, we can arrange direct billing for most services. There are also 2 coverage options or 2 scenarios in general which are not covered under any sort of domestic health plan. Number 1 would be a medical evacuation. The average medical evacuation can cost around $47,000. And just like the price of everything else over the last number of years, the price of a medical evacuation has gone up rather dramatically as well. So again, the average price on that is $47,000. There's no IOUs with a medical evacuation. You either have to have a credit card, cash, or something like GeoBlue that can arrange it and pay for it directly with the medical assistance provider. Additionally, there's repatriation of remains. If someone passes away overseas, getting those remains back is extremely expensive. It's also extremely complicated process with a lot of paperwork. GeoBlue can arrange and pay for both of those services, a medical evacuation as well as a repatriation of remains. Both are included under a GeoBlue plan. These are not covered under domestic health plans. International travel is back. As you can imagine, COVID almost knocked the lights out of GeoBlue. There was 95% reduction in air travel. But since then, as of December 2023, and all right, these are a little bit of old numbers as well from December 2023. International travel is back 112%. So your clients are traveling. Please make sure when they're traveling, if they need a passport, they need to plan something like GeoBlue that can arrange direct pay for most covered services. GeoBlue mobile application, when you become a member, you can download the mobile application, and there's a lot of ancillary things you can do from that, as well as the desktop, as well as having an international travel health plan. Number one, most importantly, is arranging direct billing for covered services. When you become a GeoBlue member, you have a certificate of coverage, and we can arrange direct pay for most covered services. Outpatient services, if you have a flu, if you have COVID, if you're walking down a cobblestone street in Italy and you tweak your knee and need an MRI, these are things that are covered under a GeoBlue plan. Drug equivalency guide, if you lose your medications, if you have a senior, for example, and they lose their medications, that's fine. There's a drug equivalency guide right in the mobile application, which will translate country per country what the medication is called. Translation of medical terms. If you end up in a facility where nobody speaks English and you're having trouble communicating, you can put into the GeoBlue app exactly what you're trying to say. I think I broke my arm. I got stung by a bee. I have a headache. I have a stomach ache, and it will translate accordingly into that target language. Understanding your health and security risks. Everyone knows what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, Gaza and Israel. Everyone knows what's going on between them. We're giving our members real-time information, block by block, street by street. We have members in all of those areas right now. Mobile ID card right from your smartphone when you become a GeoBlue member. And then e-claims as well. If you, this is relatively new on the individual side. If you have a relatively low dollar claim, you want to take care of it right then and there, that's fine. You can take a picture of it right through the GeoBlue mobile app. You file it, you're probably reimbursed by the time you get home. Again, these are all ancillary to having a GeoBlue product. All of these you have access to when you buy a GeoBlue plan. Another thing you get access to when your clients sign up for GeoBlue is Global Telemed. This is essentially like our Teladoc service. If you wake up in the morning, you're on an international trip and you can't get out of bed. You're in Mexico, you have Montezuma's Revenge, you cannot get out of bed. You can sign up for Global Telemed. There's no additional premium for this. It's 24/7. You can be connected with a physician, and they can even file a prescription for you. So again, there's no additional premium. When you sign up for GeoBlue, you can download Global Telemed. It's a Teladoc service, and you can access 24/7. Seniors, I can't stress this enough. Please protect your seniors. I was just in California this week at one of their senior summits, preaching the good word about travel medical insurance and just how important it is. Seniors do more international travel than any other demographic group. They have more shock claims than any other demographic group. Please make sure your seniors are protected when they're traveling abroad. They should not be going abroad just on Medicare. They're going to get a rude awakening. We have really great pricing points for seniors. Our multi-trip plan is around $300 for the entire year. The plans are guaranteed issued at 95, and almost all GeoBlue plans can be signed up for online in a matter of minutes. Okay, let's talk about the products now. What are the products? How can you sell these? Where can you sell them? Who are they geared towards? We'll start from the left. GeoBlue Voyager plan. The Voyager plan will probably be about 70, 80% of your sales. It's a single trip plan. It's designed for someone generally going abroad one time per year. So for example, say you're taking your family to Aruba for a 10-day trip. Say you have a senior going on a Mediterranean cruise for 2 weeks, okay? Single trip plan designed for someone generally going abroad one time per year. Any U.S. citizen, any U.S. resident can purchase this product. Any U.S. citizen, any U.S. resident. It is guaranteed issue up to age 95. It's also guaranteed issue up to 182 days. So again, you're in Detroit, you want to go across the bridge into Canada, maybe to go to the Caesars Casino right there for the day. You can buy it for a day. If you have someone backpacking through Europe for 6 months, you can do that as well. This plan will cover most pre-existing conditions on the Voyager Choice option if you have a primary plan in the US. A primary plan is either an ACA plan, a group health plan, or a Medicare product. An ACA plan, a group health plan, or a Medicare product. It does not have to be Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Okay, if someone has Priority Health, if someone has Medical Mutual, something like that, they can also purchase GeoBlue. No excluded countries on the product. Premiums are based on age and length of trip. If someone's on spring break and they're 18 years old and they're going to Mexico for 3 or 4 days, they're probably paying $1 a day. If someone is 90 and they're going to Italy for 3 months, they're probably paying anywhere between $15 to $20 per day. So it really depends on age, length of trip. All of these plans give access to all of our 24/7 tools and services. They all cover inpatient admissions and they all cover COVID as well. Okay, so anyone going abroad for a vacation or maybe a business trip, something like that, is an opportunity for the Voyager plan. The second product is our Trekker option, and this is a multi-trip plan. The first one's a single trip. The second one is a multi-trip. This is designed for someone going abroad multiple times per year. So for example, say you have a small group client and they have an executive that's going to Latin America once a quarter, something like that, going to Mexico once a quarter. Instead of selling them 4 Voyager single trip plans, which is fine, you can do that, but it's more economic to just do one annual multi-trip plan. You buy it one time, it's good for the entire year. It's also guaranteed issue to 95, and you can renew it every year. It'll cover unlimited trips. No trip, though, can be longer than 70 days. If someone's taking a 70-day trip, they should look at the Voyager option. A primary health plan is required on this one. Again, either a Medicare product, a group health plan, or an ACA plan. Also great for seniors because of the pricing point. Average price on this one is around $275 for the entire year. Okay, so very affordable, $275 for the entire year, and they can go on unlimited trips. So good for small groups, good for seniors, good for anybody really doing multiple trips abroad as it's an annual product. The third plan is our Explorer plan, and this is a comprehensive major medical plan. And it's designed, the benefits are much more comprehensive than the first two we talked about, which are more accident and injuries, things like that, your colds, your coughs, your flus. Again, you're walking down a cobblestone street in Italy, you tweak your knee. This is a comprehensive major medical plan, and it's designed for people living abroad full time. So for example, maybe you have a group that says, we have a director of supply chain, we're going to send him to China for a 2-year work assignment. He's living over there. He's going to be doing extensive travel through Asia. Maybe he's coming back to the United States 2-3 times a year. This Explorer plan will cover inside the United States under the Blue Card PPO, as well as internationally with GeoBlue as part of one plan. Comprehensive, unlimited medical maximum, much more amplified inpatient care, mental health, physical therapy, things like that. You can also work inbound as well. If you have a foreign national coming to the United States to work 6 months or more, you could also put that individual on an Explorer plan. It'll give them access to the Blue Card PPO here inside the United States. The other major difference, though, is that it is not a guaranteed issue product, the Explorer plan. There's a series of health questions, and based on how those health questions are answered, someone can be rated as is, they can be rated up for a particular condition, they can be declined on this product. Luckily, though, the decline rate is only about 3 to 4%. And then the final product is our Navigator plan, and it's designed for 3 subsets of individuals that are doing their own international assignments. Number one would be Marine crew, which probably won't come up at all. People working, if you're in the Florida market, people working on boats, people working on yachts. Number two would be missionaries, which might come up from time to time. Someone doing a mission assignment, we give them lower rates. But where I see the most opportunity would be students, both inbound and outbound. So outbound, you have a client that says, My kid is going to Barcelona. He's going to be doing a grad program for 2 years. The Navigator plan will cover inside the United States with the Blue Card PPO, outside the United States with GeoBlue as part of one plan. Students get expedited underwriting, only 5 underwriting questions. We get about 98% of them through. And then it can also work inbound as well. You have a foreign student that's coming to the United States to study 3 months or more. They could be put on a Navigator plan, again, 5 underwriting questions, and they have access to Blue Card. International students, missionaries, expatriates, people living abroad full time, senior travelers, business travelers, leisure travelers, all opportunities for GeoBlue. If you need a passport, you need a plan. Recognizing opportunities, just so everyone really understands, a student going abroad to Greece for 113 days, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $203 for the entire trip. 45-year-old business person going back and forth from Germany, that's a multi-trip opportunity, $175 for the entire year. And then again, can't stress enough, please protect your seniors. 68-year-old going on perhaps a cruise to Italy and France, 10 travel days, $81 for that trip. And then you have another senior taking 3 trips, another multi-trip opportunity, $460 for the entire year. These are our group products. I won't spend much time here. Just know, if you have a group opportunity, which can be 2 or more, maybe you have an employer group that's sending people back and forth. We also have group. We have a traveler plan, which pretty much mirrors our Voyager short-term plan. We have an expat plan that mirrors our longer-term option. So if you have a group opportunity, you can contact me and I can get you over to my group counterpart. This is our case study. This is a relatively recent case. This was a senior who was in France. They were going to the south of France, and the husband was sort of looking over a ledge or a parapet, and he literally fell off. He's lucky he didn't pass away, but he had a very vicious fracture of his leg. He was brought to the closest facility. We jumped into action. His wife called us. We realized he was not getting the most appropriate treatment. So we got him an ambulance to one of our facilities. They did a procedure there. He recuperated for about 5 days. And then obviously he could not continue on his trip. So the recommendation was to get him a flight back home. We got him a Lufthansa flight where he actually could lay flat. And we got him back to Phoenix, Arizona, where he was from. He had a multi-trip plan, which was $349 for the entire year. The medical services just in France were $8,000 with the surgery, and then getting him that Lufthansa flight, which was a very special seat that he needed, was $16,000. $24,000 in costs, every penny of which direct billed to GeoBlue, and we got him home essentially to his door. We're going to set up a special contracting link to get set up with Insurance Advisors Direct. So to be determined on that. Essentially, once you get signed up to sell GeoBlue, you will get a link back that is coded to you. You can put that link on your website. A lot of agencies, what they do, they'll put a travel medical area on their website and then put the GeoBlue link right there. Anyone that signs up through that specific link coded to you for GeoBlue, that's how we code for the commission purposes. We have great marketing materials that you can get out there. Send the link out on social media, put it on your Facebook, put it on your LinkedIn. We have banner ads as well, which you can use. There's another slide that's 2 slides down that has the marketing materials. Please take advantage of that. We have great testimonial videos as well. Quoting this product is very easy. Again, once you get your links, you put in the zip code, you put in the travel dates of your client, you put in their age. Once you have the demographic details in there, you click quote now. Out will pop out the quote. It'll automatically default to the $1 million medical limit, $0 deductible. You can go back and forth accordingly. If your family's not worth $1 million, you can do the $50,000 option. The price here is reflective of the entire trip. Again, once you have the pricing point that you want, your client can simply apply. You will get a confirmation email as the agent that your client enrolled. The client will get a confirmation email as well as their ID card. You can also quote through your agent hub. This is where the marketing materials are. You can quote the products, get the marketing materials, track your commissions accordingly. And we also do training webinars as well. Marketing materials, please take advantage of these. We have emails that you can literally just download at a click of a button. They'll already have your link embedded, and you can just shoot them out to your client base. Newsletters as well. We have social media posts, again, that you can just download and just pass it out to your clients. Banner ads as well. And also, I said before, our testimonial videos that you can use. Here's the contact information for my team. Reach out to me with questions, reach out to my team with questions. We are more than happy to help you. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
Some things that I thought stood out that I thought were really great is that the real-time alerts for security when you're out there traveling. So I think that's definitely a benefit that depending on when folks are going, that they should take advantage of that. Let's see. In the Q&A we already have one in works, how to go about getting clients signed up.
Yeah, so you have to get appointed first, and then once you're appointed, you will get a link back. And then that link is coded to you. If it's a simple single trip plan, you'll have a link for the Voyager product, and then you just put in the client's travel dates, their age, and their zip code. And then you can actually share the quote. It's very intuitive once you get the link. You can share the quote with your client, and then they can just sign up on their own. So, when it's open enrollment and you're very busy doing a bunch of stuff, you don't have to spend a lot of time on GeoBlue. You can simply quote it, share it with your client, and then they can enroll at their leisure.
Okay, and then the other one is kind of a comment, but we can still share this. This is great. So Marilyn's saying she loves these plans. She actually bought a plan when she was going on a cruise, and then she said she can't wait to be able to sell this herself, and she'll be able to get the credit for it. Let's see.
Yeah, most agents' first sale is to themselves.
Absolutely. That happens with a lot of different insurance plans, right? You got to sell to yourself first. If they sign up on their own, how do we get credit for it?
So if they signed up on their own, simply message me, send me an email, and then if you get signed up and appointed, we'll just manually tag the sale to you.
Perfect. That's great. Gary is asking, what is GA?
General agent.
Okay. Any other questions, folks? Okay. Well, if you think of any questions that pop into your mind, once you get more of this information, we'll get sent out to you as soon as we can. And then you said you're going to get a link together for IED to send out to them.
I will.
Okay. That's perfect. I think this was great information today. It seems like such an easy sell to me when someone's out there traveling. So it's always great to have that extra protection. And then, Marilyn is asking before we go, what is the commission?
It's 15%, and GeoBlue will pay that to you directly.
Perfect. Always good to know those numbers. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be in touch with you via email or phone. You can reach me at 800-381-0977, extension 128. And it was a pleasure being on this webinar with you today, Todd. I thank you for taking the time to go over this information with us.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.